This is chapter 3. Three, 3, 1. Na?
3, 3, 1.
It is also going to Facebook page. My Facebook page actually can be very powerful. We have to not using. Okay. Just 1 second. So all the class parallelly live, we can make 30 places, at least 2 places. 3, 3. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare
Hare
Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Uddhava Uvacha
Uddhava
Uddhava
Uvacha.
Tatha Agatya Puram Swapitruho
Tata Saya Agatya Puram Baldevyo.
Chikeshaya Shambaladeva Samyutaha
Chikeshwarasayam Baladeva Samyuta
Nipatya Tunga
Nipatya
Patya
Tunga
Tungda
Dripuyuttanatam
Dripyuthanam.
Hatam Vyakarshad Vyasudam Ojasorvyam
Hatam
Vyakasha
Vyashashad
Vyasum
Vyasum
Ojasorvyam
Ovasham.
Uddhava Uvacha
Uddhava
Uddhava
Uvacha.
Uvacha
Tatha Agatya Puram Swapitruho
Tatasa
Tasa
Agatya
Agatya
Puram
Puram
Swapitro
Swapitro.
Jeshaya Shambaladeva Samyuta
Chikeshwarasam
Chikeshwarasam
Baladeva
Baladeva
Samyuta
Samyuta
Nipatya Tunga Nripayutanatam
Nipatya
Nipatya
Tunga
Tunga
Dripuyuttanatam
Dripuyuttanatam
Hatam Vyakarshad Vyasum Ojasorvyam
Hatam
Hatam
Vyakarsad
Vyashkarasad
Vyasum
Vesum
Ojasorvyam
Ojavya.
Uddhava Uvacha
Uddhava Uvacha
Tata Agatya Puram Sapitroho
Tatassa Agya Puram Sapitros
Ishayasham Baladeva Samyutaha
Shikshaya Sambaladeva Samyuta
Nipatya Tungadharipayutanatam
Nipatungari Priyatanatam
Yakarshad Yasumoja
Bukot gas
Yam
Hatam Vyakarshad
Uddhava Uvacha
Uddhava Uvacha
Agatya Puram Sapitro
Tathagatya Puram Swapitros
Deshayasham Baladeva Samyutaha
Shikshaya Sambaldeva
Baldeva
Samyutaha
Samyutaha
Nipatya Tungadharipayutanatam
Nipatungari
Nipatangadripu
Ripuyatanatham
Yathanatham
Vakarshad Yasumoja Sovyam
Hatam
Hatam
Vyakarshad Vesam
Vyakarshadvyasam
Ojase Yam
Ojasavyam
Uddhava Uvacha
Uddhava Uvacha
Agatya Puram Sapitroho
Tatha sa agatya puram sapitros
Deshayasham Baladeva Samyutaha
Ishaya
Nipatya
Samyutaha
Tungadharipayutanatam
Nipatungari
Nipatangadripu Yathanatham
Vakarshad Vyasamoja Sovyam
Hatam
Vyakarshadvyasam
Vyakarshadvyasam
Ojasayam
Last time, loudly. Uddhava Uvacha
Uddhava Uvacha
Agatya Puram Sapitroho
Tasa agatya puram sapitros
Deshayasham Baladeva Samyutaha
चिकीर्षया बलदेव संयुतः
Nipatya Tungadharipayutanatam
Nipatangadripu
Natham
Tam Vakarshad Vyasamoja Sovyam
हतं
Hatam
व्यकर्षद्वसं
Ojasavyam
Uddhava Vacha, Shri Uddhava said, Tata, thereafter Saha, the Lord, Agatya, coming Puram to the city of Mathura, Swapitroho, own parents, Chikeshaya, wishing well, Sham, well-being, Baladeva Samyutaha, with Lord Baladeva, Nipatya, dragging down, Tungat, from the throne, Virupuyutanatam, leaders of the public enemies, Hatam, killed, Vakarshat, pulled, Yasum, dead, Ojasa, by strength, Urvyam, on the ground. After Lord Krishna went to the Mathura city with Sri Baladeva and to please their parents, they dragged Kamsa, the leader of the public enemies, down from his throne and killed him, pulling him along the ground with great strength. Sri Uddhava said, thereafter Lord Krishna went to Mathura city with Sri Baladeva and to flee their parents, they dragged Kamsa, the leader of the public enemies, down from his throne and killed him, pulling him along the ground with great strength. Hare Krishna, who wants to read? Hare Krishna, Anita Thakkar Mataji. 1, 2, 3.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Okay, continue. Yes, Anita Mataji.
King Kamsa's death is only briefly described here because such pastimes are vividly and elaborately described in the 10th canto. The Lord proved to be a worthy son of his parents, even at the age of 16 years. Both brothers, Lord Krishna and Lord Baladeva, went to Mathura from Vrindavana and killed their maternal uncle who had given so much trouble to their parents. Vasudeva and Devaki. Kamsa was a great giant, and Vasudeva and Devaki never thought that Krishna and Baldeva would be able to kill such a great and strong enemy. When the two brothers attacked Kamsa on the throne, their parents feared that now Kamsa would finally get the opportunity to kill their son, whom they had hidden for so long in the house of Nanda Maharaja. The parents of the Lord, due to parental affection, felt extreme danger and they almost fainted. Just to convince them that they had actually killed Kamsa, Krishna and Baladeva pulled Kamsa's dead body along the ground to encourage them. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanyavad Prabhuji.
Thank you very much, Mataji. We'll do one more shloka. Very nice. Sandipane sakrit proktam brahmaditya savistaram tasmai pradadvaram putram mritam panchajano Narat. Sandipane or the Sandipani Muni Sakrit, once only, Proktam, instructed Brahma, all the Veda with their different branches of knowledge. Aditya, after studying, Savistaram, in all detail, Tasmai unto him, Pradat, rewarded, Varam, a benediction, Putram, his son, Mritam, who was already dead, Panchajana, the original departed soul, Udarat, from within. The Lord learned all the Vedas from their different branches simply by hearing them once from his teacher Sandipani Muni, whom he rewarded by bringing back his dead son from the region of Yamaloka. Yes, Shalaja Mataji, would like to read? 1, 2. Shailaja Mataji. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Translation. The Lord learned all the Vedas with her different branches simply by hearing them once from his teacher, Sandipani Muni, whom he rewarded by bringing back his dead son from the region of Amaloka. Purport. No one but the Supreme Lord can become well versed in all the branches of Vedic wisdom simply by hearing once from his teacher. Nor can anyone bring a dead body back to life after the soul has already gone to the region of Yamaraja. But Lord Krishna ventured to the planet of Yamaloka and found the dead son of his teacher and brought him back to his factor as a reward for the instruction received. The Lord is continually well versed in all the Vedas and yet to
Teach by example.
and to teach by example that everyone must go to learn the Vedas from an authorized teacher and must satisfy the teacher by service and reward. He himself adopted this system. The Lord offered his services to his teacher, Sandipani Muni, and his and the Muni, knowing the power of the Lord, asked something which was impossible to be done by anyone else. The teacher asked that his beloved son, who had died, be brought back to him, and the Lord fulfilled the request. The Lord is not, therefore, an ingrate to anyone who renders him sort of service. The devotees of the Lord who always engage in his loving service are never to be disappointed in the progressive march of devotion service. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Om Jnana Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Paşad Deshatari Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, very things to learn today. Uddhava Uvacha Tata Sa Agatya Puram Sapitroho Chikishaya Shambaladeva Samayuta Nipatya tunga nripayutanatham atam vyakarshad visum ojasoryam. Uddhava said, thereafter Lord Krishna went to Mathura city with Sri Baladeva and to plead their parent. They dragged Kamsa, the leader of the public, and down from his throne and killed him, pulling him along the ground with great strength. So Vasudeva and Devaki are affectionate, and in their rasa as parents, Yogamaya means to some extent it reveals a lot, some extent it covers a lot. So that is to please the pastimes of the Lord. They are also aware that they are the Supreme Personality Godhead. Therefore, when they killed Kamsa and they ran to Vasudeva Devaki to embrace them, they were standing, Narayana, Narayana. So to some extent they are aware. At the same time, that's why when Krishna was born, they offered, when Krishna was born, he came Shankar, Chakra, Gada, Padma, both Vasudeva offered prayers to their child, to Vishnu. So they were to some extent affectionate, at the same time some covering in terms of Yogamaya. They were affectionate because of that and to some extent aware. Therefore they offer prayers, at the same time they want to hide Krishna. And that's why Vasudeva takes a child and hides him in Vrindavan and cheating Kamsa, whom he had promised to give all the children. And when they came back and they attacked Kamsa, Vasudeva Devaki, because of the parental affection always they feel we have to protect the child. So out of the parental affection, they felt that, now Kamsa will kill them. And this is also true in the Vedic time. Raja was not just a Raja. He was more than all the soldiers together. When Ramayana, when Ravana came to fight, he was equal to all the soldiers before. He was extremely powerful. Today it's like not artificial. See, anything artificial anyway will not last long. But we see and the artificiality, and nowadays the king is not a Kshatriya at all. That's why when war happens, he hides below in a bunker and as Prabhupada says, bread and butter nicely. And poor soldiers die. The defense minister, prime minister, the president, they all hide when the war happens. And the poor soldiers have to face the enemy and they give their life. Prabhupada said, what kind of encouragement is all this thing? But previously, see, Mahabharata, even Bhishma is in the front. Everybody is there, except Dhritarashtra, everybody is there on the war. Nobody is hiding. They come forward. Not that Duryodhana tells his people, you fight, Yudhishthira tells others, you also fight, and he hides. No. Even though Yudhishthira was fighting, he was there on the battlefield. Okay? So generally, the kings will be extremely powerful as warriors. Sometimes some people joke, they are special genetic engineering. They are really special, extremely powerful compared to other soldiers. And therefore, they were the kings. And any king is not ruling well, you can go with the sword and say you're not ruling well, and king has to defend it. He has to defend. He has to take his weapons and defend, and there is one-to-one duel. And then king loses or he wins. And if the other person kills the king, he becomes a king. So simple as it was. So in that scenario, when Kamsa was a very powerful personality, in fact, Devatas were not capable to fight with him. Kamsa was so powerful. He was so powerful. And even Devatas were scared of him. He could even challenge the Devatas in fight. We don't have such powerful people today. So they knew some kind of other weapons in which they can even, with the normal gross weapons, you cannot fight with the Devata. Devata is very powerful. But sometimes there are people on earth, we see kings. Even Arjuna, when he went to meet his father Indra, Devatas took his help to destroy some kind of demons. They took his help. There is the discussion. He was so powerful. Sometimes there were kings on earth so powerful, they used to assist the Devatas. Therefore, we have the famous story of Khatvanga Maharaj. He was an extremely powerful king. And Devatas called him. Now, this is something new for some of you. The Devatas need some help sometimes because there are Danavas. The Danavas are also extremely powerful. We are nowhere actually. And both are material. They're not in the spiritual world. And the Khatvanga Maharaj fought for this thing, just to close that thing. And so after that, Devatas asked him, any benediction we can give you? You have done so much service for us. He said, yes. Can you tell me how much time I have remaining to die? You say, your time, huh? Devatas can access some information. They say, yes, you have only few moments remaining. That's it. Please take me to a temple. So even temple and few moments, it totally surrender to the Lord. So that is what the focus of life should be. If I can totally surrender to the Lord. Therefore, Chaturbabu said, Trinadapi suni chayana tarorapi sahishuna amani namanadena kirtaniya sadahari. We cannot peacefully even chant the Mahamantra if we are not following this principle. If there is some desire, see, we do some service, but if there is pride, then Krishna will expose. Look at it, you're so proud. Then you cannot chant. How did that person could say like that to me? You cannot chant. You're still not following the principle. Trinatapi sunichena tarorapi sahishuna amani namanadena kirtaniya sadahari. If you want to do kirtana sadahari, you have to be there. So we do various services. Never it should get into our head, I'm special. You know, I've seen so many devotees lose devotion services because of that. Because once it gets in your head, you're special. Somebody tries to correct your mind blows. Can't stand any correction. Every time he says you're wonderful, that's wonderful. And because that is feeding my ahankara. Moment he says, apparently it looks like you're making some mistake, the person goes crazy. Because he forgets the Kantimala Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said is, Tirinadapi Suni. Chaitanya said, like a Kantimala should wear, more humbler than blade of grass, more taller than a tree. Amani now, not expecting any respect, giving respect to others. This is the platform of devotion service. When Mahabharata wars are over, once Arjuna was doing some service for Krishna, and his Gandiva was there, and he could not fight. He was defeated by ordinary coward man. Ordinary coward man. The same Gandiva. Because special powers Krishna gives, Krishna withdraws. Krishna always be, this Krishna bestows us some mercy, and we do things because of that mercy. Nothing. Always we should be conscious. I am not special. Nothing. What is there in me? I am useless entity. Then we can do devotion service. And then devotion service sustains. Otherwise, devotion service ends after some aparadha, everything gets closed, the chapter is over. Krishna test actually. In social intercourse, no two people can be perfect. But when we are developing ahankara, we cannot take, oh, bud. We should introspect and see what has gone wrong with me. He says, so Krishna left for Mathura. So what happened? Then Mathura, this Krishna Balaram, naked. And Kamsa had really puffed up. And yada yada hi dharmasya glanin bhavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanam shrijami ham. So now adharma can last for long. Yada yada hi dharmasya glani bhavati. Krishna will change the situation. Nobody can take for granted. Everybody in various services gets certain powers, certain privileges, certain discretion. But in misuse, it will go over. Abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanam, you will lose. That's how it is. A matter of nobody can take it for granted. Krishna will not allow. Just like there was revolution, French Revolution, this revolution, even British rule, the revolution in England. It doesn't last. Any injustice will not last for long. Boom. Adharma will be thrown away by Krishna. So Kamsa was artificially ruling. He was ruling, but he was not representing the Lord. He had power. That is true. He was so powerful, even Devatas were scared of him. That was okay. But he was not following any dharma. He was totally a dharmic personality. So Krishna had to intervene, and the intervention was happening. So anywhere, when adharma starts, when rules and regulations are being broken, then the situation will not last. We cannot hold somebody. In fact, Kalipurusha means quarrel. It will make people quarrel for no reason. That's the Kalipurusha's work. Even though a great work is going on, people quarrel for silly reasons because of their ahankara, simply quarrel. That's the nature of Kali Yuga. But unless there is Harinama, unless there is Krishna Katha, that thing cannot be broken. Because of Harinama, because of Krishna Katha, all this quarreling tendency can be dissipated. Otherwise, that will keep going on. So Khatvanga Maharaj, just a few minutes remaining, surrendered. Heart was pure, simple, focused. Let me take shelter of Krishna. As a Kshatriya, I am doing my duty. Kshatriya is not a non-violent personality. Kshatriya sometimes is violent and they correct the situation. But as he is trying to correct the situation, he's done his service, but heart of the heart is, Krishna, can I take your shelter of your lotus feet? Always pray. Not that suddenly he can develop desire to surrender to Krishna. Whole life I do whatever I want. At the time of death, some mercy will come. No. I told so many times, don't think suddenly at the time of death, Prabhupada gives mercy. Mercy gives whole life. Okay. So, Kamsa lost his situation. So Khatwang Maharaj took total shelter of Krishna because whole life he was cultivating Krishna consciousness. But Kamsa could not. He was not cultivating Krishna consciousness. He was meditating on Krishna not in a pleasing way, in a negative way. He was thinking of Krishna 24 hours. So Prabhupada gives a very nice example. Just like say in a classroom, there are two kinds of students. One student is very attentively hearing the class. Teacher says something, he smiles, he listens. Teacher says some correction, yes, he introspects, he corrects. Very nicely. Teacher is enjoying teaching him. He is also enjoying in the class. Wonderful. There's another student who is ignoring the presence of the teacher in the class. And he's making noise, he's talking, he's doing so many things. The moment teacher notices this, he will tell only one thing, get out of the class. That's all. Because you cannot cause disturbance. Teacher will not allow that. So one person sees the teacher's presence by sweet engagement. Other teachers sees the power of teacher by get out. So similarly, this is true, very true. He may not see even the face of the teacher. He was busy playing mobile. He was lost in his own world. He's not listening here. I am in the class to learn from the teacher. That is not at all his objective. Okay? And cause a disturb. When the teacher says, please get off. Don't disturb. The same way, the middle word is the creation. The devotees see the presence of the Lord all the time by the devotion service. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. By sweet devotion service, Santa Sadeva Hidayesh Vilokayanti. They always see the Lord. They're offering devotion service and they're feeling transcendental pleasure in that service. They'll always see the Lord. But there are people who see the Lord in another way. How do they see the Lord? When the Lord says, get out, when they leave the body, then all their arrangements, all their pride, all their so-called health, all their confidence in themselves, Yedhana Yavana Putra Parijana Iteke Acha Paratiti Re. These things will not protect you. Your dhana, your so many things will not protect you. They are not capable of protecting you. Paratiti Re. And then what happens? You lose everything. And at that time, we can see the power of God to get out. Just like a teacher says to the student who is making noise, get out, don't disturb me. The same way, Krishna also says, get out, you have to leave the body. Then you can see the power of Krishna. You understand? So it is either of us. So Kamsa could not take the attitude like Prahlad, always see the presence of the Lord. His attitude was he was always envious of the Lord. But when he was told to get out, then he can see the presence. Oh, that's the Prabhupada says, like Hiranyakashipu, Narsimhadeva. Prahlad Maharaj always saw the presence of the Lord by constant devotion service. Hiranyakashipu also saw the Lord as Narsimha, now get out of the body. So this Pratikula, Anukulya, Anukulya Krishnanu Shilanam Bhakti Muttama. Anyavilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadinavritam Anukulena Krishnanu Shilanam Bhakti Muttamam. This is the definition of pure bhakti. Pure bhakti means Anukulena, favorably offering devotion service. That is Anukulena. That is pure devotion service. Pratikulya is reverse. That is what Kamsa was doing. In fact, Narada says, even Uddhava said that, very difficult. These people were having such super meditation on the Lord. That's their humility. Humility, they say like that. It's not like that. We don't recommend negative meditation on the Lord. What is meditated to be this positive meditation, how to offer devotion service. Anukulyena. So that was lacking in Kamsa. He was negatively thinking about the Lord 24 hours. But he was fortunate that he was killed by the Lord. Otherwise, in Bhagavad Gita, very divine demonic chapter, Krishna says, Vishatam, Krunan, all these people, I throw them into the lowest of the species. Where actually, when we deny God, when we decry God, you go to hell. But you're fortunate if Krishna comes and kills you. But you're not so powerful that Krishna has to come to kill us. Okay? That is not the situation. Krishna doesn't have to come to kill us. We are so weak in Kali Yuga, that will not going to happen. But so this is one part. Did you get the drag? So when the attack comes up, Mother, Father, Vasudeva, Devaki was very worried. Oh, what is going to happen? This person may kill Krishna. But actually it never happened. It was Krishna. Rather, they out of their paternal affection, they felt, oh, maybe what is going to happen? And they almost fainted. So just to reassure their parent, their kill comes, so they dragged his body for some time to kill him. Oh, that's okay. That is Krishna actually killed Kamsa. And Kamsa, all brothers are killed by Balaram. The next scene goes to, next shloka we talk about Krishna learning. So there are too many things there. Number one is that the memory. The more somebody's mind is pure, more the memory. Memory is a sign of intelligence. So if somebody is very, very intelligent, he can remember a lot. You know, Prabhupada seen his lectures, he quotes about, in my school there was a teacher and Prabhupada even tells the name of the teacher. Have you noticed? In fact, the Prabhupada was in America in the beginning days, they were shocked. He could remember very, very well. Even, they used to arrange the Sally Agarwal, who was invited Prabhupada for a visa, used to organize Prabhupada lecture in a Rotary. And Prabhupada takes a class there. And then when walking on the road, if somebody comes in his car, Prabhupada sees, Prabhupada used to recognize the person. In fact, there was one very famous instance. Once when Prabhupada was there in America, in the beginning days, he was all by himself alone. So walking on the road, one youngster went to him, Swamiji, who are you? So Prabhupada started talking to him. And both were walking, Prabhupada was also walking. They covered 2 blocks. 2 blocks means 2, you can say, 2 big buildings. And as they finished that, he went his way, Prabhupada went his way. But that small interaction was very powerful. And actually, he said, I could not understand one word of Prabhupada said. Krishna is Supreme Personality Godhead. You are his servant. You should engage in devotional service. Acharya preaches directly. Acharya doesn't need bridge. He preaches directly. He's pure devotee. He talks to the heart. So then what happened was, proper talk is simple. Rascal surrender to Krishna. Simple. So then what happened after some time, that person went to a temple, became vegetarian, started attending temple programs, and then became a brahmachari. Now it is something like after a few years, Prabhupada is coming to the same town, to the same temple. Say he met Prabhupada in say 1965. So 7 years later, Prabhupada is coming to the same town, to the same temple, and he's a brahmachari now. So at the airport, the reception is there, everybody is there. And this boy was thinking, will Prabhupada recognize me? Will he be able to recognize? Because he met Prabhupada for 5 minutes. At the time, Prabhupada landed in America. That's it. Many years have happened. Now, will he recognize me? So he was just thinking like that. Prabhupada walked in the airport, came, he looked at him. Oh, so nice. You joined the temple. And he said, I could not believe the memory of the Acharya. Unimaginable memory. Actually, in preaching, it is very good if you have a good memory. You know, somebody meets you after many years. Oh, so nice, where you are. The chanting person feels. If you forget, the person feels very neglected. So to efficiently do the service of, preaching Krishna is very good to remember. If you can remember well, that also shows your good consciousness. And you can be a more effective preacher, isn't it? I remember, my memory is so terrible. I was in a college and came out of the class. And one boy said, sir, I had a question to you. I said, yes. But where did I meet you? Sir, I was sitting in the class. 2 hours in front of you, I was sitting. That's the memory we have. But Acharya Prabhupada is so pure, I can remember. So anyway, Krishna was to remember every word. And the Vedic time, the minds are so pure, will remember every word. Suta Goswami heard the Bhagavatam of Shukamuni and went to Naimisharanya, repeated the whole Bhagavatam, 18,000 verses. He just cannot even imagine what is he doing. For us, it is impossible to even, one verse I cannot repeat. You tell me, you hear one verse at Hastinapur, you hear, and then you go to Nimshar. Can you tell the one verse you heard? I don't think they remember. You'd have forgotten. We have Bhagavatam class. How many times they repeat a verse? What is the idea? Remember the verses. Correct? We do 10 times, we do 12 times, we do 20, 50 times. Still, people don't remember. That's the Kali Yuga memory. Pranalpa Yusha Sabhya Kalau Asmin Yuge Janaha Manda Sumanda Matiyo Manda Bhagyo Paditaha. So Kali Yuga souls are like that. Dull-headed, no intelligence, no memory, nothing. But Krishna remembered. And anyway, he is the Supreme Lord. He remembered after his Guru, his teaching. So Lord is constitutionally one word in all the Vedas. He says in Bhagavad Gita, Vedanta Krit Veda Videva Chaham. I know everything from the Vedas. I am the one who wrote the Vedas. But still, to teach us the principle that we should have a Guru, what is said? By service and reward. Okay? And learn the Vedas. He came to learn. And then it is said, in the Vedic time, that the Vidhi Pranipatena Pariprashnena Sevaya, learn, we do service, and he asks his Guru, how can I serve you? Because in the Vedic system, education is given free. There is no charge. At the end, they say, what is Guru Dakshina? Just like when Dronacharya asked Pandavas and Kauravas, get me Drupad. And Kauravas could not do that with their so-called big friend Karna. But Arjuna did. He brought Drupad. He brought Drupad and handed over to Dronacharya. So, but that's Guru Dakshina. Okay, Pandavas are powerfully asked that, but Dronacharya knew this person is extraordinary. He asked him something very strange. He said, can you get back my son who's died? Can you imagine this thing? And there is a big story then. Krishna first says, where did he die? On the ocean. Where is the child? Maybe in the, here, there, Panchajanya. There is first he kills a demon. And then the child was not there, and he searched for him. And then he said, okay, will Yamaloka? Went to Krishna Balaram went to Yamaloka, and Yamaraj said, yes, what can I do service? Give that child back. And he got the soul back. Wherever Yamaraj is the placement department, he places in different places. He got the child back from the placement, and with the same body, same look as he was as a small child. Krishna is inconceivable. Got back the child, and how much the father mother will be happy. Can you imagine? So Prabhupada says very nice thing at the end. The teacher asked that his beloved son who had died, he brought back to him, and the Lord fulfilled the request. Now Prabhupada is giving therefore a very sweet word at the end. The Lord is not therefore an ingrate to anyone who renders some sort of service. When he offers service, Krishna is not that he done ingratitude. The devotees of the Lord who always engage in his service are never to be disappointed in the progressive march of devotional service. Devotees are never to be disappointed in the progressive march of devotional service. Devotees are always progressive. Krishna always remembers whatever devotional service we do and helps us encourage us. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. Pranam Prabhuji. Dhanyavad.
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah. Hare
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna
Bhakti
Prabhuji.
Shastri, those who have not filled, please fill. Whatever.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah. Hare
Seek
Krishna.
a guidance, please. That all the 5 books have to be read before we attend the Bhakti Shastri class.
Are you chanting 16 now?
16 rounds in chanting. Yes.
Huh?
Yes, we're chanting.
Okay, you come back. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
That one I will not give you concession. 16 not.
No, we are doing it. We are doing it with a
other
religious
things,
way.
other things we will study. Get the books at least. At least get the books.
We have got the books. We have got the books.
You have read little, not complete, Prabhuji.
Don't worry.
Yes, Prabhuji.
You get chanted 16 not.
Yes,
Yes.
Prabhuji.
Rest. Okay, we will. We'll go
Thank
slow so that we can study. No problem.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
Prabhuji, I'm chanting 16 rounds, but I'm doing Radha Prabhuji. That I'm eating onion and garlic in food. So
Don't worry.
can
That will go away. On the way it will go away. Don't worry.
Anna, melody.
16 rounds. Primary, other things I'll give you concession. By the time you see what happens, in ISKCON, you will not get Diksha. Those are very strict. There it will not change. Because it's the first time I'm starting the course, I'm looking. Your chanting 16 will come, other things we can do. It was a 1-year course. On the way we will do it. Okay?
Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, we are chanting, myself I'm chanting 6 rounds, but we are using garlic and onion. Is that
I'm
okay,
telling
Prabhuji?
those things will go away on the way. Don't worry. Krishna will take care. See, suppose you go to any Acharya ISKCON for Diksha, they will not give you Diksha. Diksha you will not get. But you can learn the Shastra, no problem. Okay?
Hare Krishna
As
Prabhuji.
far as my course, this course is concerned, we can study the course. What we are studying? Yeah? We are studying Gita, all these books, little more forward. That's all. Don't have big hava. And I will give you all every week assignment. You have to very seriously do a lot of work. Prepare and come out class. That's all is expected. Other things slowly go away. Don't worry. But if you're planning to take Diksha in ISKCON, there it is strict. They will not allow any. Okay?
Okay,
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please mute everybody, Prabhu. It is not clear your voice, Prabhu. Mute everyone, Prabhu.
Now they will ask question. Did I mute everyone? So I'm saying you're taking the Diksha in ISKCON, there is no concession. Onion, garlic, non-veg, they will not budge 1 inch. They're very strict. Because there is spiritual development in the choke. But studying this course, you're welcome. No problem. Okay? I'm saying 16 rounds you're chanting, I'll give you every other concession. But that, no concession. You have to chant 16 rounds. Rest will automatically come. Krishna will help you get all the strength. It's a long course, 1-year course. Because the first time you're inaugurating. And I will do orientation for some time. Automatically, many things will go. And gradually, other things will go as time progresses. Okay? So welcome everybody. Now only 150 have joined. I want 1008. My target is how much? 1008. Please, everybody make join. Okay? Hare Krishna.